Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Chakravarti Das Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, are you present on the call?
Hare Krishna Mataji, yes, I am very much here.
Thank you very much Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. All goes to Srila Prabhupada, all goes to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on the topic Srimad Bhagavatam 4.22.38 onwards. I now hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Somehow my YouTube is not starting, so by the time it starts, we'll start lecture and I can switch on the video on FTC and then we'll see why this YouTube is not working.
Yeah, your video started, Prabhuji. We can see you.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just trying. We'll start the lecture. I'm also trying to start this YouTube. Shri Chaitanya Vishnu Sapitam Nirupadamayam Dadanti Swapatam Dem Shri Guru Padam Guru Vishnavam Dipam Sadham Sadhana Raghunatham Tam Sajitam Sadhvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Vishnu Chaitanya Shri Ramakrishna Padam Sadhana Ragam Jiva Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhute Srimad Bhagavatam Swamini Namaste Saraswate Gurvani Pracharine Vishesh Nimadi Pashvate Deshatare Namaha Vajanyaya Krishna Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gurvishe He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Bandhu Javapate Gopisha Gupta Kada Kadhan Namaste Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Srivanti Devi Pranamami Vachakalpatarubhyasya Krasindhvedapatanam Pavanebhyo Vishnuvesya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shivasani Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, YouTube has come. Let's cite the verse. Reading from Bhagavatam, chapter 22, chapter so meeting for us. It's
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sorry to interrupt. Your voice is breaking a lot.
breaking. Maybe issues to let me. Shall read again? Let me know if it's still breaking. The Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests Himself as one with the cause and effect within this body, but one who has transcended the illusory energy by deliberate consideration, which clears the misconception of snake for a rope, can understand that the Paramatma is eternally transcendental to the material creation and situated in pure internal energy. Thus the Lord is transcendental to all material contamination, and to Him only one must surrender. Is my voice okay now, or still not clear?
No, Prabhuji, it is still breaking and your live on YouTube also is not working yet.
Yeah, so maybe some internet issue. What to do? I'm using Wi-Fi. Otherwise, I have to just go on a voice. Let's try again. This verse is specifically stated to defy the Mayavad conclusion of oneness without differentiation between the individual soul and the super soul. The Mayavad conclusion is that the living entity and the super soul are one. There is no difference. The Mayavadis proclaim that there is no separate existence outside the impersonal Brahman, and that the feeling of separation is Maya or an illusion, by which one considers a rope to be a snake. The rope and the snake argument is generally offered by the Mayavadi philosophy. Therefore, these words, which represent Vivartavad, are specifically mentioned herein. Actually, Paramatma, the Super Soul, is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and He is eternally liberated. In other words, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is living within this body, along with the individual soul. And this is confirmed in the Vedas. They are likened to two friends sitting on the same tree. Yet Paramatma is above the illusory energy. The illusory energy is called Bahiranga Shakti or external energy. And the living entity is called Tatastha Shakti or marginal potency. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the material energy represented by earth, water, fire, air, sky, etc. and the spiritual energy, the living entity, are both energies of the Supreme Lord. Even though the energies and the energetic are identical, the living entity, the individual soul, being prone to be influenced by the external energy, considers the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be one with Himself. The word prapadde, the purport is long, so you have to hear it more attentively. The word prapadde is also significant in this verse, for it refers to the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. In another place, the Lord says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanamam mam prapadyate. This prapadde or sharanam vraja refers to the individual's surrender to the super soul. The individual soul, when surrendered, can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although situated within the heart of individual soul, is superior to the individual soul. The Lord is always transcendental to the material manifestation, even though it appears that the Lord and the material manifestation are one and the same. According to the Vaishnava philosophy, He is one and different simultaneously. The material energy is a manifestation of His external potency, and since the potency is identical with the potent, it appears that the Lord and the individual soul are one. But actually, the individual soul is under the influence of material energy. And the Lord is always transcendental to it. Unless the Lord is superior to the individual soul, there is no question of prapadde or surrender unto Him. This word prapadde refers to the process of devotional service. Simply by non-devotional speculation on the rope and the snake, one cannot approach the absolute truth. Therefore, devotional service is stressed as more important than deliberation or mental speculation to understand the absolute truth. Is my voice clear now, better than before? Breaking.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, for what? Breaking or okay?
It's clear.
Okay. So here we see there's an amazing thing you see in the Vedic literature. From wherever we read, whichever Vedic literature, wherever we read, it is same concept. Now in Bhagavatam itself, we read any prayers, whether it's prayer of Kunti. What is she saying? She's talking about this, how material illusion has defeated the individual souls and put them into prison. And you, the Supreme Lord Krishna, is the only hope. And you are the master of both spiritual and material. And living entity, by surrendering unto your lotus feet, can understand you and can be delivered from this material illusion. This is what Kunti is saying. This is what Bhishma prayed. This is what Dhruva prayed. This is what Prithu Maharaj prayed. This is what the discussion is going on between Sanat Kumar and Prithu Maharaj. This is what Vaman Dev is telling to Bali Maharaj. This is what Prahlad Maharaj is telling in his teaching. This is what entire 10th canto talks about. So everywhere, this is what exactly Gajendra is talking. That how I am stuck in this material, the body of ignorance, made up of ignorance of an elephant. So everywhere, whether it's Bhagavad Gita, same thing. It's only that because there are some souls who are rebellious and who are determined that they want to be rebellious, who are determined to live in this material world, who are conditioned and they want to be conditioned for always. Krishna very mercifully teaches directly by speaking Bhagavad Gita or through his devotees. The same matter is coming again and again. That's why if we read the Bhagavatam, there are many stories. On a superficial level, there are many stories. When it comes to prayers, we don't much read prayers. But if we go in the philosophical aspect of the prayers, what are prayers? The prayers are mostly based on philosophy. They are not just some whimsical or sentimental approach to the Lord. The devotee is talking about tattva, absolute tattva. And then, if you see all the prayers, they are same. So this is the mercy of Lord, this is compassion of the Lord, that He speaks the same thing. Either He speaks Himself or makes His devotees speak, but they speak same thing. But still there are souls who don't want to go back to Godhead, who think that this sukha and dukkha, this up and down of material world is a variety which we should relish. When you try to explain that my dear Prabhu or my dear Mata, when you explain this concept to outsiders, that this material world is an illusion, there is sukha, there is dukkha, there is pain, come, let us go to spiritual world. They say no. They want to continue. They think there is a variety. They say if there is no pain, then we cannot enjoy pleasure. Because of this relative world, pain and pleasure. So here definitely it's true that you cannot enjoy pleasure without pain. There are many examples. Nowadays people are becoming so broad that they are giving themselves pain intentionally, voluntarily they are giving up their body pains. And they think that intense pain will lead to pleasure. This is their understanding. But if you tell them that why don't you take up some austerity for the pleasure of Krishna, then you will get real pleasure. No, that they won't do. If you tell them wake up whole night and do some nonsense activity, they are happy. If you tell them sleep on time, wake up morning 4 o'clock, attend Mangalati 4:30, that they don't want to do. This is the situation. So for them, Krishna is trying again and again, different ways to somehow bring them back. And that's exactly the same question is asked here by Pithu Maharaj to 4 Kumaras. He is asking that, what is the hope? My Lord, please tell me what is the hope for the people who are conditioned by illusory energy, who are continuing in the world. What will happen to them? How will they be liberated? This is the same question Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Haridas Thakur. This is the same question King Nimi asked Navayogendras. Very interesting. 11th canto, 3rd chapter, text number 18. Very interesting question Nimi Maharaj is putting up there. He is telling, my dear Lord, he is asking to Navayogendras, please tell me how this conditioned soul, this eternally conditioned soul in the material world will get liberated very easily from this bondage. Easily, he is asking how they can come out from this bondage very easily. So they give answer that you need a guru. Without the mercy of guru, will not be able to come out. And here also, without mercy of Vaishnavas and devotees, there is no hope. But these questions were asked in different yugas. When Mahaprabhu in the Kali Yuga, he is asking question to Haridas Thakur, what did Haridas Thakur say? Because Haridas Thakur knew Kali Yuga people will not even accept Guru. He said, Prabhu chinta na kari. Don't worry, my Lord. Even these Yavanas, when they will chant Haram, Haram, they are chanting the names of Ram, and by this they will be liberated. This is the mercy of Lord. How much Lord is merciful? Lord Vamanadeva appears on the prayer of Aditi. And then he appears as a dwarf Brahmin. He appears as a dwarf Brahmin. He goes, Sukadeva Goswami tells to Parikshit Maharaj that after appearing he received all the gifts from the family and the other demigods you can see. This is Lord Vamanadev. Because I was reading this canto, so I just fresh. And then Vamanadev thought, first of all, when he appears as four-handed Lord Narayan in front of Aditi, he tells Aditi that, my dear goddess, because Bali Maharaj is favored by Brahmana, the Bhrigu Vamsis, they are unconquerable. Nobody can touch them, nobody can defeat them, because they are protected by Brahmanas. So we can see the protection of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Then Mother Aditi is thinking, then what to do? What will happen if I have not done anything wrong? The Lord says, because you have performed Payavrata, you have completed this austerity for my pleasure, I will find out some means and ways to deliver your sons. So see, in two verses, Krishna speaks two different things. In the first, he is telling to Aditi that they are unconquerable, nobody can defeat. Even I cannot do anything because they are favored by Brahmanas, and I am especially merciful to Brahmanas. I cannot cut their statements. If any devotee gives his words, then Krishna has no power to cut or overrule those words. Those words will prevail. And that's why Krishna told Arjuna, Kanteha prati janihi name bhaktya pranashati. Go Arjuna, you declare that my devotee will never perish. People may believe me or not believe me, but when my devotee will say, they will believe. And I may sometime break my promise, even though he doesn't do that. But the mood of Lord. But I will never break the word. I will never cut the words of my devotees. So Arjuna, if you declare to the world that my devotee will never perish, whatever may come, I will protect them. They will never perish. This is mercy of Lord. And this is where even the Lord, who is absolute truth, who is completely independent, becomes dependent. Like in the case of Ambarish Maharaj, he says, Aham Bhakta Paradhina. I have no independent existence, he is telling to Durvasa. I exist because of my devotees. So these Brahmanas are protecting Bali Maharaj, they are unconquerable. But because you have also practiced bhakti and worshipped me and pleased me, that cannot go in vain. So then I have to find out some way. And then he appears as a dwarf Brahmana. Then Sukadeva Goswami is telling to Parikshit Maharaj, thinking about the welfare of Bali Maharaj. Vamandev goes to the northern bank of river Narmada. Thinking of the benefit, welfare of Bali Maharaj. Because Aditi may and other demigods may think Lord will come and defeat Bali and give us our kingdom. Okay, Indra, you want kingdom, you will get, don't worry about that. But Bali has Krishna has special affection for Bali Maharaj. And Bali Maharaj became Mahajan. And Krishna became eternally associated. He is the eternal associate of Bali Maharaj. He becomes the doorkeeper for Bali. So we can see the difference between a pious activity and a spiritual activity or a devotional activity. Bali Maharaj, because of his devotion and surrender, here also it mentions surrender. So Bali Maharaj, an example of complete surrender. Because of his surrender, Lord is standing as a doorkeeper in his court. And what Indra got? Only heaven, nothing else. When the fight between Vritrasura and Indra was taking place, Vritrasura was defeated, apparently dead. But what he got is Vaikuntha. And what Indra got? Only heaven. So we can see how merciful Lord is. So here also we see same concept. And that is why it's being told in this verse there are 2 points. One is about this bogus Mayavad philosophy, which has no existence, which is just coming from the whim of some people. Complete speculation. There is no reality, there is no truth in that. And Prabhupada, whenever the point of Mayavad comes, because Prabhupada started preaching in this Mayavad is not new. Krishna even speaks to Uddhava, Krishna even speaks to Arjuna. So this has also been from eternity in this material world. There is nothing new. Because the living entity from time immemorial wants independence separate from Krishna, so he is trying different ways. So one of them is Mayavad. He himself is illusioned, and he is claiming that the Supreme Lord comes under illusion. Sometimes devotees dance in circles. So there's an outer ring of devotees, and then one devotee comes, he just, dances in circles. And then after dancing for a few seconds or few minutes, if he dances for more time, then when he stands still, he sees everything is revolving around him. And then he says, why is everything going around and around? So nothing is going round. The building is stationed there. But because of his own condition, there's a problem with his eyes because he has danced, he has went into circles. He is thinking that all the buildings are revolving. So similarly, the conditioned soul himself is illusion. And he thinks the Supreme Lord gets illusioned. That's the situation of this material world. But especially when Srila Prabhupada started preaching in the West, he saw too many people are talking about this bogus philosophy. Who expected that in America, where people do not know anything, they will talk about the Mayavad philosophy? But because Prabhupada, there were some Indian gurus who reached there, who were Mayavadis. And they started preaching, and they were hippies who left everything. I was hearing one lecture of Prabhupada, he's saying that how this Maya is, put her shackles around us, puts her noose around us. These hippies, they left money, they left home, but they couldn't leave the sex life. This is one point which is curtailing our independence. So these Mayavadis gurus, they saw that hippies, they are frustrated from money, the material facilities, but these gurus wanted money. And they were anyway Mayavadi preachers. So they said, you are God, I am God, everyone is God, take this mantra, give me money, and you become God. And maybe because of their hallucination, because of drugs, and chanting some, Om and all that, because Om is a Vedic mantra, so there is some peace. Because you are in touch with Krishna, so peace has to come. What is Om? Om is an impersonal form of Hare Krishna mantra, or Krishna's personal names. Like Krishna's personal form has an impersonal feature which is Brahman. And similarly the Hare Krishna mantra or Krishna's personal names are personal, and this has an impersonal feature which is Om. So Om gives some peace. Anyone who chants Om, he'll become peaceful. Because of which, so people, the hippies are under the hallucination of drugs, they were frustrated. So even little bit of touch of this mantra gave them some peace, and they thought, yes, now we are peaceful, now we are God. So that is why if you see Prabhupada, when he reached America, he saw this situation on his purpose, all his lectures. So Prabhupada's lectures, if you see, they are different in America, they are different in India. India, he is telling more people. In India, when Prabhupada gives lecture, he is telling people, take up the process of bhakti because it is your own, and then go and preach, give it to the world. And in America and Europe, he is more talking about soul and body. He is talking about how material energy, we are, conditioned. And in America, in the early days, he also spoke about these things, Mayavad. So when Prabhupada got this opportunity to defeat Mayavad, he gives long purports. So that is one part in this. And the second part, the verse talks about the surrender. The one word which comes is prapadde, and Prabhupada in the purport, he mentions sarva dharman parityajam mam ekam sharanam braja, and he's talking about that. Another verse he talks about is Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sadurlabha. That's how, because there are many times Krishna speaks this word surrender, and then Prabhupada talks about surrender. So it's very enlivening, it's very interesting to see everywhere. Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavat, any Veda, Mahabharata, Upanishad, same things are being spoken. And especially because Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, they are top class bhakti granthas. And especially the purpose of Srila Prabhupada makes it extremely, extremely clear. And so when we read, we find the same things everywhere. When you accept the understanding that I am this body and I am here to enjoy this material world, we get entangled. And when we understand that I am the soul, eternal soul, who is encaged in this material body, I do not belong to this place. This is a foreign country for me. And unfortunately, Maya Devi is, because of our own desire, what she will do? She's doing a thankless job. Because of our own desire, our visa in this material creation is getting extended very easily. But we do not understand we are suffering. So when we understand we are this soul encased in this material body, this material world, and what we should do, then we should surrender. How we become completely happy, unlimitedly happy, and free from all these things, three modes of material nature, by surrendering to Guru and Krishna. By practicing Bhakti Yoga. And then go to the planet where Krishna himself resides, and we can be with them. Like you have wonderful painting which you have added as a Bhakti Sangha group display profile, where Krishna is embracing a devotee. There is a painting of Srimad Bhagavatam, when a devotee, how devotee is coming from the material world to spiritual world, and how Krishna is embracing him and welcoming him. This is the place where we belong to. So if you analyze everywhere, Prabhupada talks about same thing. Because Prabhupada knows that people in Kali Yuga have no time. You read any purport from any book of Prabhupada, you'll get all the gist. What is Bhakti? Irrespective of which chapter of Bhagavatam, which canto of Bhagavatam, or Chaitanya Charitamrita, or Bhagavad Gita, take any purport of Prabhupada, you will find the gist of Bhakti. That is Acharya. That's what Prabhupada has done. That's what Prabhupada says very confidently, you read any one purport of my book from anywhere, your life is success. And the marathon is going on. Any book, Prabhupada's words will make everything clear. So this is what we done. I mean, from many verses you are discussing the same thing. So then I thought, let us analyze rather than getting into detail, because similar philosophy, only one thing here comes is Viveka Vidhuti, liberated by deliberate consideration. We should deliberate. Sometimes Bhakti is all auspicious, all beneficial. Even if we come to ISKCON sentimentally, eventually by chanting, by taking association, by honoring prasadam, by attending aartis, going to holy places, and by reading Prabhupada's book, hearing classes, our philosophy will come to place. But when we understand and intellectually we accept this process, then we are more serious and sincere about following. Until mentally we do, there is a benefit. But if we do with intelligence, it's much better. So this is it. this is what is mentioned in this verse. Rather than going ahead, we can take some questions and discuss. Yes, Prabhuji, Mataji, any question for deliberation, for discussion, or any point you want to add, any comment you want to make?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I was trying to look for a particular reference, but I didn't find it yet. I'm referring to your statement that Om refers to the impersonal feature of Krishna. And I'm remembering in the CC, I'm sorry if I'm hard to understand, I'm congested. But I'm remembering in the CC that the Prabhupada says that here, I think I find it. Anyway, I'm trying to say that Om, I think Srila Prabhupada says, is not different from Krishna, and that it all might be chanted by people who only have understanding of Krishna's impersonal feature, but that doesn't make Om impersonal. It's just that those who are chanting Om only understand that far, but Om is Krishna. I think I find a reference in the CC, Adi Leela, it's chapter 7, 120, verse 128. That Om and Krishna, Mahamantra, they're one and the same. That is my question.
Mataji, I could not understand you completely, but what I understand you a little bit, yes, Om is what you are saying true, but there are different names of Krishna in different categories. There are some names of Krishna which is not, they are eternal, but they are not found in the spiritual world, like Jagadishwar, like Jagannath, like Paramatma. Paramatma doesn't exist in spiritual world because there is no need. The soul is liberated and the Lord is there in its absolute form. So there are different categories of forms. Similarly, there are different categories of the names. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra cannot be equated to Om.
Well,
so Prabhupada writes purpose in different places with a different context, with a different understanding. Like we cannot say that because Om is equal to Krishna and Hare Krishna Mahamantra is also Krishna, so let's chant Om because then it becomes Hare. So there is Madhurya Naam, there is Mukhya Naam. There are different categories of names. So Om is definitely auspicious because it is Krishna. Krishna is sound by Om.
Wait, I'm losing some of your syllables. Oh, Prabhu, you're breaking up a little bit for me. Can you repeat your last sentence? Because you broke up a little bit.
Somehow, Mataji, I'm not able to hear clearly. Maybe because my internet is good today.
Okay. Anyway, I heard you say that there are different categories of his names.
Yeah,
so even though I was just trying to quickly find where Prabhupada was referring to this thing. let me see, 123 middle. Okay, listen, Prabhu. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
I'm reading from the purport of the CC verse, Adilila, 7th chapter, verse 128. Prabhupada there is saying, if one actually understands that Omkara is the sound representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whether he chants Omkara or the Hare Krishna mantra, the result is certainly the same.
Okay, so let us chant Om today onwards and not chant Hare Krishna. The result will be same. We have to understand, Mataji, what I understand when Prabhupada writes something, there's a context. There were many devotees who were chanting Om earlier before coming to Krishna. Prabhupada told them, you should chant Hare Krishna. Why Mahaprabhu didn't chant Om? Why he chanted Hare Krishna? They are same. So we have to understand the context. In what context Prabhupada is writing? Definitely, they both are spiritual. Like Paramatma, like Narayana and Krishna, they are same, but they are not same. Like Krishna and Balram, they are same, but they are not same. Like Vishnu and Narayana is same, but they are not same. Like Jiva and Paramatma is same, but they are not same.
Okay. When Prabhupada says that the result is certainly the same, in what respect is he saying that they're the same? What does he mean by that?
Because they both are spiritual. It is like, now you take Brahman, the Brahma Jyoti, the Brahman feature, impersonal feature of Supreme Lord, that is also spiritual. It's not material, it's spiritual. The Virat Roop is material, but the Brahman feature, the impersonal feature is spiritual. It's not material. And Krishna, as Supreme Bhagavan, is also spiritual, but there's a difference. Like if you see, there are different categories of avatars. If you see Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sanatan Shiksha, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking to Sanatan Goswami, different. So, in general, yes, everything is spiritual. Om and Hare Krishna mantra both are spiritual. But when you go in the deeper sense, you will see the refined, there are nuances, there are differences. The difference between Krishna and Balram. Prabhupada said there is no difference between Krishna and Balram except the color. Prabhupada says that. But Prabhupada also said that Balram is incarnation of Krishna. And Prabhupada, when he inaugurated Balram temple in Vrindavan, Prabhupada said Krishna is more powerful than Balram. So Balram has manifested from Krishna. So Om and Hare Krishna you can understand as a personal feature Brahman and Sundar form. Even Narayana is not equal to Sundar.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, so I understand that there are nuances. But what is this nuance between when he says that the result, I'm referring specifically to this word result, when he says that the result is the same, what does he mean by that word, the result is the same?
Okay, now both are spiritual. So even if you chant Om, you will eventually go back to Godhead. If you chant Hare Krishna, you will go back to God. The time may be different, the rasa may be different, the destination also may be different. But you will go to spiritual world. So in that way, result is same. Prabhupada says, example, you take a drink or you take... Prabhupada even says, even if you follow Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, ultimately you reach Vaikuntha. But it's a long process. But there's a lift of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, go with a short process. The result is same, and ultimately you will be delivered.
Okay.
That is the concept. I will read something from Bhagavad Gita. Please hear. I'm reading from Bhagavad Gita 7.8. Practically speaking, I'm reading from the purport. Prabhupada says, Practically speaking, there is no conflict between personalism and impersonalism. Is that true? This is context-based. Now Prabhupada is telling, practically there is no difference between personalism and impersonalism. But in what way? Prabhupada will say. One who knows God, that the impersonal conception and personal conception are simultaneously present in everything, and that there is no contradiction. How can personalism and impersonalism be said? But Prabhupada is saying, practically speaking, there is no conflict between personalism and impersonalism. But then Prabhupada gives his own explanation. And then he says, therefore Lord Chaitanya established his sublime doctrine, Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva, simultaneous, one and different. And I'll read further. And the Pranava, or the Omkar, which is Om, transcendental sound in the beginning of every Vedic hymn, addresses the Supreme Lord. Because the impersonalists are very much afraid of addressing the Supreme Lord Krishna by his innumerable names, they prefer to vibrate the transcendental sound Omkara. So Om is also transcendental, it is spiritual. But they do not realize that Omkara is the sound representation of Krishna. Okay. It is the sound representation. So in that way, Om is spiritual. But then at a different name, different degree, and Hare Mahamantra is Madhurya Nam. There is only one name of Krishna which comes in the category of Madhurya Nam. That is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Not even the Krishna. That is Mukhya Nam. But the topmost category is Madhurya Nam. Like we read Rupa Goswami saying this, Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha Bhajati, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Nishtha, Asakti, Ruchi, Bhava, Prem. And then there is another category of another 8 stages. And then the different categories of chanting, different level of chanting. One is Nama Aparad, then Nama Bhas, then Shuddha Nam. After Shuddha Nam comes Bhav Nam. After Bhav Nam comes Prem Nam. So in Shuddha Nam also there are categories. So in every spiritual feature, it's like categories. It's like the cabbage. You open up layers and inside it will be. If you take the cabbage, we call it cabbage. Pata gobi ko cabbage calls it. I think it's. So when you take the cabbage and you peel off one layer, it's still the cabbage. You peel off another layer, still the same cabbage. You peel off another layer, still the same cabbage. So you go deeper and deeper. So in that context, Om is not equal to Hare Krishna mantra. Otherwise, Prabhupada would have told us to chant Om and not mantra. We would have attracted many more people. There are many Mayavadis, bogus people, yogis who chant Om. If we start chanting Om, then we can attract more people. But Prabhupada gave us Hare. Mahaprabhu gave us Hare Krishna. So there is difference and there is no difference. So it's Achintya Bheda Abhed Tattva. That's my understanding. But there are many senior devotees in this group, and I would request them to give their understanding, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. What I understand, I just try to explain.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Listen, that Gita verse, which verse was it that you were reading from the purport?
Mataji, I'm sorry, not able to understand what you just said.
Which Gita verse? The verse from the Gita. Which verse was it?
It is 7.8.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your answer.
Any other devotee would like to add what we discussed? And if I'm going in anything wrong from the philosophy, please correct regarding this Om Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanavas. This is Damodarananda Das from Bloomington, Illinois. Prabhuji,
Yes,
first of all, thank you very much for a very nice lecture. You made very nice points about Mayavad, about conditioning, and the difference between Vaikuntha and heaven. Prabhuji, regarding Om, I have a little bit understanding. The example given is, if you want to make something sweet, whether you add sugar, whether you add fruit juice, whether you add jaggery, the result is the same. You sweeten that preparation, or you can add honey. But at the same time, there is a difference between adding sugar and jaggery and maybe saccharine and honey. So Hare Krishna mantra is like honey, the topmost sweetest name of Krishna. Although the result is same, you get sweet preparation, but there is a difference. So you explained very nicely. And also, if anybody tries to chant Om, I don't think you can chant just simple Om for more than 5 minutes. Because Om is more as a pranava mantra, means it's always the beginning of a mantra. And to chant just the pranav Om continuously is very difficult. Whereas Hare Krishna, one can chant forever. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Damodar Anand Prabhu. Nice example you gave.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, koti koti dandavat pranam. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Prabhuji, from childhood we worship regarding this Oma. We worship Vallabhacharya Pant. Our Mahamantra is Sri Krishna Pranam. But me and my brother is worship Lord Shiva. And but still we our Mahamantra is Sri Krishna Pranam in a childhood. So my dad said that Lord Shiva is such a great Vaishnava, and he also worships Lord Krishna. So that we should worship our Mahamantra is Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because Lord Shiva is also a great Brahman and he also worships Lord Krishna. So that we even Lord Shiva is accept Lord Krishna and worship Lord Krishna. So Lord Shiva is our Guru, so that we have to worship instead of Oma, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And second, my mom is passed before entering Siddham Vrindavan before 7 days. Prabhuji, whatever we do, like feeding Vaishnava in the temple, or whatever her desire to enter in Siddham Vrindavan Dham, this is Dwarkadish Dham. So can that soul feel? Can that soul get whatever we do for him, for her? Can that soul will hear us or watch us? Dandavat Pranam, Hari Bol.
Okay, so two things. First, you said Shiva and Krishna. So Om is not connected anywhere to Shiva. People
Yes,
think that you see Shiva temple, it's Om. No, Om Namah Shivaya, Om is again Vishnu. Om Ganeshaya Namah, Om is Vishnu. So that is clear. Another thing I didn't understand, the second point you are saying, did you say that someone left the body?
Yes, my mother entered in CC Golok Vrindavan Dham.
Okay, so she entered Golok Vrindavan Dham. So that is good. And then you said that if we chant for her, so that is she hearing? I didn't understand the question.
My question is that whatever we do for that soul, for my ma, like feeding Vaishnava in the temple, whatever her desire to enter.
They get benefit. But if anyways you think that you are sure that you have entered Golok Dham, then you don't have to even do anything. But anyways you do. So wherever the soul goes, whether Goloka, whether other planetary system, other universe, anywhere, so whatever you do for them, it goes to them. That's how Shraddha works. The Shraddha system works like that. Anything else, or we shall stop here for today?
If nobody have any questions, we can end the call here, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for your very enlightening class today, and we are very grateful to you. We look forward for your association again in future. Let's play our obeisances to Prabhuji and all the Vaishnavas. Vansha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaः. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Chakravarti Das Prabhuji ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.